Last time I made a video like this, it got way more views than I expected. For some reason, I thought it sucked. But that's kind of interesting because I think a very core contention of being a creative is that you spend a lot of years making stuff that doesn't meet your expectations. Or you quit because that's painful, and become like a wagey. That's so derogatory. I work for a wage, by the way, so don't come at me. But yeah, I was gonna make a really structured and like sound advice how-to video today about closing the gap between your taste and your skills. But I just don't feel near lucid enough to do that. I'm very sleep deprived. I just had a really big push for a launch at the company I'm working for. But it did elucidate that point that when we make stuff, just because we don't like it as the creator doesn't mean other people won't. And so just post it. Like, I cannot advise that more. Just post. I've been trying to make a video and succeeding at making one long form video a week for about 5 weeks now, maybe 6. For the first time in my life, I've been consistent for 6 weeks. And it's just one video a week, but damn, it feels good. And they're only getting a couple hundred views, if that, maybe 150. But I've surprised myself with the viewership that is like willing to watch me yap in front of a mirror, for example. And people think that quality has to come before quantity, but that's not true at all. Like, if you start with the quantity, start with the consistency, eventually shit gets fucking good. Due in no small part to the fact that you've just made a higher volume of things than the dude obsessed with it being perfect or being really good. I was that dude for a lot of years. I still am. But things are shifting, so that's cool. The other nice thing about sucking is that you know you have good taste. And I know every single one of you who is watching this can relate to this. Okay, you can't say that you're not good enough to relate to this, because no matter how bad your art is, you know that it's bad. And what that tells me is you have great taste. Your skills just haven't met it yet. And so if you just keep making bad things and keep judging it to your taste, eventually you'll be like, damn, that shit's pretty good, because your skills catch up. But yeah, there's like this period of time where you're in the pit of despair and everything you make sucks, and things are hard, trying to like find your passion. I mean, that's bad advice, but I feel like, again, I'm not really lucid enough to talk about why find your passion is bad advice. I've talked about it in other videos, if you're curious. But yeah, that's the big thing I'm trying to say. Stay shipping, y'all. And just because you don't see growth immediately doesn't mean it's not an exponential. Okay? Exponentials start like this. And so every rep, everything you publish, everything you make increases your skills, increases your viewership, fans, whatever. And eventually it'll take off. You just keep doing it. I was talking to Quadeka actually about this. You know, he told me the biggest difference between the YouTubers he knows who made it and the ones who didn't is the ones who made it just never stopped making YouTube videos. The ones who didn't make it just stopped, right? That's funny. Sorry, that was my neighbor. Yeah, so I think that's great advice. So I'm just trying to ship. Big things on the horizon. Dude, I talked to my work partner for 3 hours today about all our ideas. I broke down a 3-step path to greatness, all right? And I think it's kind of lit. He's like 4 years older than me, and he fucks with it, all right? So stay tuned for the path to greatness, all right? I got it all laid out. That sounds so ignorant. Trust me, bro. Trust me. I'm cooking. Okay, have a good night, y'all.